The first thing you need to be able to do is count in multiples starting from 0 in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25, 50, 100 and 1000. Multiples are numbers which are in a times table. For example, multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36 and so on. You'll notice these are the numbers which you learn in your times tables. These are called multiples. This includes being able to count forwards and backwards. For example, you may be asked to find 1,000 more or less than a given number, such as 1,000 more than 3,600 would be 4,600, or 1,000 less would be 2,600. As well as this, you need to be able to count backwards through 0, understanding that if we keep going backwards from 5 and get to 0, that the numbers don't stop there, we carry on going through to negative numbers, and understanding that minus 5 is less in value than minus 1. You need to be able to recognise the place value of each digit in a 4-digit number. This is known as a number and each individual one is a digit. This means that you need to understand that the 5 is in the ones column, the 7 is in the tens column, the 4 is in the hundreds column, and the 6 is in the thousands column. Each of these digits in their places create this number. 6,475. In order to help us read this number, we can put commas in, working from the right hand side where we've got our ones column and moving 3 digits along in order to put the comma between the 6 and the 4. This helps us read the number as 6,475. We can then use this knowledge to help us order and compare different numbers. For example, if we were trying to work out which of these two numbers were the biggest, we'd start with looking at the end here. They have both got 6,000s. However, this number below has 500s, which therefore means it is bigger than the number above it, which only has 400s. We can use our knowledge of these columns to be able to read and write numbers up to 1,000 in numerals and in words. For example, if we were asked to write 2,082, we know that we've got a 2 in the thousands column because we've got 2,082, no hundreds, 8 tens for our 80 and 2 for our ones. This helps us be able to write our number. Finally, we were expected to be able to round any number to the nearest 10, 100 or 1,000. In order to round a number to the nearest 10, we look at the digit in the ones column just after the 10. In this case it's a 6. We use the benchmark of a 5 to decide whether we round up or down. A good practice of doing this is to actually work out what it would be if we rounded down and what it would be if we rounded up. So for example, if we were to round down to the 10 below, we'd end up with the number 1,450. However, if we rounded up to the nearest 10, we'd end up with 1,460. We're looking at that 6. As it's above 5, we round up, going to 1,460. If it was 4, 3, 2 or 1, we would round down to 1,450. To round to the nearest 100, once again we look at the column that's just the right hand side of it, this time being the tens column. And again we look at using our 5 as a benchmark to see if it's less than or more than. Again, a good practice is to work out what we would round down to and what we would round up to. In this case, going to our nearest 100, if we were to round down, we would go to 1,400, and if we were to round up, we go to 1,500. This is good practice in helping us count in hundreds again. In this case, as it is a 5, we're going to round up to 1,500. And lastly, to round to our nearest 1,000, we look at the column on the right hand side, in this case the hundreds, and again we use the 5 as a benchmark for working out what it would be if we round down and if we rounded up. This case, if we rounded down, it would be to 1,000, and if we rounded up, it would be to 2,000. As we have a 4, we round down, so rounding to the nearest 1,000 would be 1,000.